Large iron gate on the opposite side of the arena makes a loud creaking sound as it opens. From beyond the gate, a lion with black wings, red eyes, 2 horns on his head, and a scorpion tail is making its way into the fighting arena. The manticore wastes no time. It soars directly into the sky. 2 more manticores follow its lead. Oh, how would they fight if it's flying? 2 manticores follow its lead. They all start circling the skies above the arena, watching their prey intently. Seeing the beast leave the arena, fighting arena with such ease, some of the spectators in the crowd are beginning to show signs of uneasiness. "Do not worry," the announcer says, trying to calm down the crowd. "These beasts have been well trained. They would not dare lay their claws on anyone other than the gladiators in the arena." That's not very comforting, honestly. Several giant scorpions are now also joining the arena. How many people are there to fight coming from beyond the same gate the manticores entered from? They're slowly advancing towards the warriors in a straight line without any attempt to surround them. It's a good thing that I heard the guards talking about the scorpions while I was in my cell. I had all the time in the world to prepare against them. I also told everyone else all the information that needed to know about them. At least as far as the giant scorpions are concerned, we shouldn't have any. Hey, wait a minute, those aren't giant scorpions. They aren't giant scorpions at all. They are desert marauders. Damn, these idiot guards, could they not tell the difference? Okay, calm down. Desert marauders are pretty much just giant scorpions with smaller heads. They should have been more or less the same behaviors, but do they also have the same weakness? I think they do, but I'm not completely certain. If I only had my notebook with me now. So that's a bit of an issue, because to the guards that's just like a layman term. Oh, it's a fucking big tiger, a big cat. So that could be a tiger, that could be a lion. So it's kind of like that. We kind of got fucked there, but okay. Should I go and get it? They're going by the order of division number. Then there should have been plenty of time until it's our turn to enter the arena. But if I leave now, I'm going to miss the fights. If I'm going to fight against the creatures, observing them in action may be crucial to my survival. Hold on, I also have another option. I could send Layla to go read my notebook and rip the pages I need out of it so she can bring them back. But would she be able to find the pages? I did make a page index at the beginning, but people have had trouble understanding my ugly handwriting in the past. I can't just tell her to bring the notebook, because then she might not have time to return it to my backpack before our round begins. Either way, I don't have much time. I'm going to need to decide what I need to do. Oh boy, this is an issue. So I need information. I could go back and get the stuff, but then I won't be able to watch the fights. I could send her, but I'm not going to send her, because it's going to be a whole issue with her like grabbing certain pages. Then I won't be able to replace the pages back in. There's not gonna be enough time. So either stay here and watch the fights or go read the notebook. I wonder. I think since my friends or whatever, my division members are watching the fights anyway, so they could probably relay the information, that whatever the information they got. I'm gonna go read the notebook. I'll go read the notebook myself. It's safer that way. Hey Layla, I say, I need to go check my notebook real quick. Could you please give me a summary of the fights when I get back? Layla nods. Alright, I'll be right back. Feel like I'm gonna get killed, but whatever. I leave the area of our division and hurry towards the locker room. Shortly after I exit the room, one of the guards sees me and he calls after me. You there? The guard says, why did you leave the area of your division? I'm sorry, I say, I forgot something in my backpack and I was heading towards the locker room. You're not supposed to leave your designated area without permission. Okay, I say, how do I ask for permission then? The guard scratches his head. I don't think anyone's ever asked him this question before. Wait here, the guard said. I'll go ask the owner. You better not move from the spot till I come back, or you'll be in trouble. The guard goes to climb a flight of stairs, then disappears from my sight. He returns a few minutes later with paper in his hand. Here's a free pass signed by the owner, the guard says as he hands me the piece of paper. If any of the other guards try to stop you, show them the paper. When you're done, you come back here and you hand this paper to me. Is that clear? Crystal, I say. Then I head towards the locker room. Finally reach my locker. I open it with my key. Do I just carry the key? Okay. Then I get the notebook out of my backpack. I just have a key in my pocket. So you want me to fight with a fucking key in my pocket? Like, it's going to fucking rattle around. That's fucking annoying. I get the notebook out of my backpack. I quickly rip out of the pages I need. And then I place my notebook back in my backpack and close the locker. As I study the information on my way back from the locker, I should have just read it there and just put it back. Realized that desert marauders were indeed not much different from giant scorpions. Even their weaknesses are the same. I guess the whole trip was nothing but a huge waste of time. When I get close to my division area, I notice the guard waiting for me where I left him. I hand him back this paper, then enter the division area designated by the division. Then I go back towards the Iron Gate where everyone is watching the fights. Seems that both the first and the second division fights have already ended. All the manticores and the scorpions are dead, and there are also some archer porcupine corpses laying on the ground besides them. Hardrick is now being thrown up and down by his teammates while they're repeatedly chanting his name, and the crowds are cheering at the top of their lungs. What's going on here? Asked Layla. Your dwarf friend just defeated all the monsters by himself. himself, Layla writes. By himself, I was surprised. What about the first division? They're all killed, Layla writes. You can see their bodies over there. She then points towards several dead marauders, the gladiators that were hidden behind some marauder carcasses. Damn, I say, we better get ourselves ready then. It'll be our turn after the next division. It takes about another minute for the cheering to finally die down, for Hardwick and the others to step off the stage. I should not have gone, apparently, but I have no way of knowing that, but okay. Hardwick and the others to step off the stage so the next division can enter the fighting area. The gate to the third division is now opening. The first one to come out of it is none other than Darren. His teammates also follow him after a short period of time, but they look a bit apprehensive. For your information, the announcer says the man with the scar who just entered the arena is known as Darren, the healer in armor. He's a well-known hero from outside of Varathia who has traveled the world and has saved countless lives throughout the years. You may have heard of him from various newspapers in the past. Today he'll be participating in the arena event as a special guest. Let's have a warm round of applause for the hero Darren. All the spectators begin clapping as Darren and his teammates get closer to the center of the arena, ready their weapons. Okay, listen up, Bruce tells us, while the gladiators are still waiting to begin their fight. After watching the two fights from before, I think we need to change our battle strategy. Have you gone daft? The disinherited noble thug says. Why would you... noble thug. Why would you... Well, that is apt, I suppose. Why would we change our tactics a few minutes before the battle? Because the way we are now, we're going to lose, Bruce says. We don't have any teamwork. We should try being more like those gladiators in the first division. You saw how well they work together. The gladiators from the first division are all dead, Mate says. Damn it, you know what I mean, Bruce says. I'm talking about assigning roles to everyone. You all saw how they operated. One guy was the leader. Others were staying behind to warn them of danger. Some of them were decoys and others were meaning... worms or danger, some of them are decoys and other was the main fighter. If we did that too, we'd be a lot more organized, but that's a bad idea to do that like on the fucking go. We need to already be a team to be able to do that. That's not gonna fucking work. That sounds like a terrible idea. I say this type of strategy may have worked because those guys because they already knew each other and fought together before. Seven of us, on the other hand, refused to talk for 3 straight days until we were forced to do it by the owner. It's not going to work. We can know until we try, Bruce says. And who exactly is going to be our leader? This disinherited thug says. Bruce. Bruce. You? Don't make me laugh. I'd rather get eaten by the manticore than have to listen to any of your orders. No, so that I would be the leader, Bruce says. We can vote on who gets to be the leader. Forget it, the mate says. I don't care about who the leader is. I'm not leaving my survival in the hands of a person I barely even know. It's not going to happen. While Bruce and the others are fighting, the third division round was getting ready to start. Release the tramplers, the announcer says. The several creatures that look like a crossbreed between a bull and a rhinoceros are now slowly entering the fighting arena. Even tramplers have 2 horns on their forehead, 1 horn on its snout and a tail that looks like it has a spiked mace attached to the end. I've also read that their skin is too tough that they may as well be wearing full plate armor. As their name suggests, tramplers will usually engage in battle by rushing towards the opponent and attempting to trample them to death. You know what the funny thing is, I can't imagine what type of creature it is. It's fully armored and it runs to a bull and a rhinoceros. So it's like a water buffalo, I suppose, but with bigger hoofs. Maybe like a horn or something. I really can't tell. Well, each horn had 2 horns. Maybe I should, realize what I'm reading. I fucking zone out when I read sometimes. So yeah, it does have fucking horns. 2 horns on his forehead, 1 horn on his snout, a tail that looks like a spiked mace. Oh, it's one of those classic RPG fucking mobs. Okay. Sure enough, the tramplers do not wait for long. They start rushing towards the gladiators full speed. If you want to live, stay behind me, Darren tells the other gladiators. Darren's teammates are looking terrified. It only takes them a few seconds of watching the beast get closer and closer for them to completely forget Darren's warning and start running for their lives. Darren lets out a deep sigh. He continues to stand his ground with his sword at the ready. Oh, he has a shield too, right? Don't he have a shield? As soon as one of the tramplers closes within reach of his blade, he steps to the side and cuts off the beast's head in one single motion, for the trampler's headless body to fall on the ground, to keep sliding forward on his belly for a few more feet until his momentum is finally gone. Gods be damned, I hear Bruce shout behind me. Why won't you listen to me? We're not going to stand a chance in the arena if we don't act together. You don't need to be so negative, Bruce will himself with a calm tone. I'm sure that we'll handle ourselves one way or the other. The important thing is we had that discussion yesterday about the creature's weakness. As long as survival is the primary goal in all of our mind, we'll surely put that information to the best of use. I think that's the best way to do it, because forming a team and working together is very difficult, and we haven't really talked to each other for 3 fucking days, so that's just not going to work. We're just going to impede on each other. The Tramplers have finished their first tour of the arena. They're now coming back towards Darren for a second round. Some of his teammates have managed to evade the stampede, but 2 of them were not so lucky. They got trampled to death before they could get out of harm's way. Darren waits patiently until the last moment yet again. Then he runs his blade through the side of the creature, slicing it in half. The crowds are going wild once more. Seeing that the first wave of beat, our performance is probably going to be the worst. Not only because I have no abilities, unlike the other guys, everyone else that is participating of my original team. Also, my stats are fuck all. My stats are fucked, and they're all over the goddamn fucking place because I have placed my stats in the worst ways possible. In the ideal playthrough, I'm sure we're gonna be doing grand. I also don't know what should I do with Rose, because in like a secondary playthrough that I did with the ideal playthrough, I tried to like have like a relationship with Rose. I don't know how that would work if I continue that in the fucking this version. We'll see. I'm not going to do a fucking 100% thing in this game because that would be too difficult. That would take insane amounts of time. Just getting the achievements is fucking like mind numbing, honestly.